Doom, doom, doom. Boom, 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 doom.
All of you, can you sing Mama at the same time?
Mama. Just killed a man. What a god against his head.
Now they call me the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
I haven't even seen Shrek and I know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I should have brought some water.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying about the big bottle.
No, you should
I
have got
literally made everyone tea before we started.
Yeah.
Tea's not a quench.
I made the tea.
Sorry, Archie made everyone.
We should have brought a teapot in
I
there.
made that
No.
tea.
Oh, a little pot.
Sorry.
I'd love a teapot.
Little teapot and then
I
also
know
little
Little war station.
you know how you make the coffee and you get it in that pot?
Cafeteria.
The see-through
the
pot.
see-through mug, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I see that a
And
lot.
we can just be pouring as we go. This is a future thing.
No, yeah.
Do we just like take 5 and?
we need to
come back
invest
with
in
the
a
teas?
teapot.
I like regular tea. What, you got Yorkshire?
I have tea.
Tea?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Bro, what are you dumb?
Josh, can you show the people at home what we're using as a?
Oh,
yes. Hello, people at home. We got this.
Is the cup meant to sit? Does it sit on it nice?
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Fit.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
it did.
No,
Why would I
they're
grab a
all
place
the
that don't
same.
fit?
I don't know.
They're all the same, so they're gonna fit.
Aesthetic.
Oh,
Mm.
Oh,
Mm.
gee. Oh, that noise.
That's divine, isn't it?
Get the mic up.
Oh yeah,
close on that.
Archie, grab your microphone. Wait, pause it.
Oh, that's that goodness.
You can take it back.
People, oh my goodness. I bet you guys are loving this right now.
You folks at home must be
You
loving
folks
this.
at home. Sounding like I'm from the Shire. Oh,
It's not terrible.
buddy. This is sugar. I want sweetener.
That's sweetener.
That's sweet now, mate.
Okay, where's the spoon?
Yeah. I like your trousers.
Thanks. Yours are a bit stained.
Can we get closer?
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, yours are nice too.
Nah,
They're
yeah,
stained.
they're like
These joints
exact same.
pristine, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? They're well ironed as well. Did you iron them? You gotta record some sound effects that I can cut in afterwards. Some little.
Some little.
Yeah. Guys, can we wait? If I chuck this mic in the middle. And an applaud on
Wow, that was so funny.
1, 2, 3.
You should say that again.
But what we're gonna do
Man.
is, I'm just gonna ask you straight up.
Why me?
What's
about me?
We're gonna start with Archie because you're over here. Give me an example of when you've had to be patient and rely on God's direction
And timing.
and timing. There you go.
Oh, I have quite a good answer actually.
It's got a good answer.
This
Please
year,
do, Sha.
Agreed.
this year I was deciding between uni and Bible college at one college, Amza. And
Big up.
I ended up deciding on the Bible college because I felt God calling me to go there. But like I was sure that He was telling me to go there, but I had no idea why and like what that would lead to. So it's just patience in knowing that He's called me there for a reason. He's got a plan. That's all funneling towards.
Yeah. Did the pressure from other people questioning you hurt as well? know?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I had a uni offer, and they offered me like money to go there as well.
Oh, damn.
Did they?
I didn't know that.
It was like a bursary. And it wasn't that
Oh.
much. It was like 400 or something.
Oh,
Okay.
Better than nothing.
crazy stuff.
I don't know.
Still a little.
That's
like
some
got rid of it.
that's some faith right there. You know,
Yeah.
Spiritual
Yeah,
warfare.
that's true. Yeah. And how is it
Calmed
treating
it
you
down.
so far? And like kind of
It's
like
good,
your walk.
Yeah, I wouldn't have chosen any other way.
That's good.
Good
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good and faithful servant.
Shall be best.
Yeah.
When you make a choice that you know is God's choice, but then you find out that it's going to be more difficult than you thought because you're going to have to adapt to other people and be with
Yeah.
people that you don't want to
Yeah.
be with.
But you get to
Hopping on the patience
Hopping on the
question
trend.
as well, that
Yeah.
sort of links into it. I think for me, when I'm doing the house with you, being in the year with certain people that are challenging is a massive test of patience. Being able to just not snap at them 24/7, living with different people, working with different people, it's a massive test of patience.
We do love that. And how does your relationship with God get affected by like trials of patience?
Someone, I can't say names. Someone was talking to me the other day. They were stressed out about someone that they liked, and like if it was the right decision, if it was God that wanted it. But I was just saying that I feel like what this taught me is that if you know that it's from God, then you shouldn't be worrying, because like, if you truly know that it's from God and that He put you in that position, then there's no point of worrying, because it's Him that's like made this situation. And there's like a passage where it says that He sends angels before where He sends you to like guard the situation and prepare it for you. So it's just like calm, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you'd have that peace about the situation, wouldn't you, if you knew God was in it and that was His kind of plan and way for you to go.
A massive thing for me is that I feel like I'm in a season of patience as well, and so do a lot of other people. There's like a big group of people that all feel in the same season. It's really difficult when, so for example, like the decision to go intern at King's Community Church Southampton was
Big up.
was really difficult, because coming out of school, there's no path ahead from school. Coming out of college, there's no path ahead from you from that. And I found the summer really stressful, because instead of being like, oh, I'm going to school, it's like, oh, I need to decide what I'm doing.
That's how it all kind of comes
For your
on
life,
you,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, rapid, very quickly. Going to New Day and playing there, I felt very called back into music after kind of doing my own thing and going to do science, because I felt like I was like, oh, I need a job, I need something I can be employable at. Now I kind of like, it's more reaffirmed in me that I've been called into an area of music through surrounding myself with other like-minded people and kind of like taking time to pray about it, even though I'm not as consistent as I'd like to be with that. But yeah, really trying to focus on that. It's hilarious, because then when people come and ask you questions like what you're going to be doing next year and stuff, it's kind of like, it's a real test of having to look back and see how God's been faithful through my life and other people's lives, and kind of really trust in that, because I don't know what's coming next. I'm kind of like going month by month. Like I'm kind of I'm doing what I'm there to be doing. I'm serving. I'm getting to like know the word better and stuff like that. But it's, I don't know, it feels good. It feels good now. Once you kind of realise that you need to, instead of looking for other things to be focused on, if you focus on where you are like now and really dig into that, which for me is now music, production, media and stuff like that, and really honing in those skills.
Sometimes as well, it does take time to find that. You tried it, you kind of didn't think music was for you, mainly on the basis of like how employable it would be after making a living off of it. So you went to science, like maybe what is right for you, and you've got that little feeling that that thing might be for you, but then trying something else, and then that thing will then kind of give you that like, oh no, this isn't for me. And then you go back or you try something else, and sometimes it takes that little intermittent stage of just trying things, and then kind of not being flaky with those things as well. When you try it, like you did go pretty far into it, you got your qualifications in your science stuff.
I've got my biomedical science.
Yeah, and even after you've got those qualifications, you still found out that's not for you. If you just go really dig deep into what you're doing, like whatever it will be, I feel like God will bless you, and even through that show you what you are meant to do. He has his ways of calling you back to things or taking you on different routes.
And He can still use it as well in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably just
You never
find
know.
that it was like helpful anyway.
And when you do chuck yourself into those things, very, very easy just to make a prayer like, close this door if it's not right. And I think for you, that door's very close, and the music one was very wide open with the New Day opportunity, which is massive. God, when you pray about it, like God will make things clear. Like sometimes we pray once and we're like, oh, I don't know what to actually do now. We try and think of it ourselves, but God will make paths clear for us, and He will make it sort of a clear way for us if we are consistent in prayer, if we're consistent in asking Him to make that path clear. We might not know months or years in the future, but take each day as it comes, and God will open them doors as and when it comes, and as and when we need to. I think He will exceed expectations.
Well, I guess I'll kind of add to that as well. Being in these seasons where, like, we're all young, you may have like found this is kind of what you're meant to be in now for the future. But for me, or like for you guys, we still might not be like sure exactly. Yeah, like we're still young. And then I guess with that, like obviously having patience in trusting in God, and he's got our plan written out. We just need to have faith in him and believe that his will be acted out in our lives. But also with that, I guess you start to battle things like anxiety and stress and just general worrying about it. It's so easy to, rather than trusting God and pray and be in him, his word, it's very easy to step out of that and be anxious and start worrying about all these little things, to the point where it then affects your relationship with God, because you're just so focused on what you're doing and how you can change it, and you creating your own plans rather than like trusting in him. Like your decision to go to the house probably wasn't, although you said you kind of picked it over uni, I bet like even applying to uni, that might have been a stressful thing, or just choosing a course, for example. I know you didn't find it easy. Like, yeah, it is hard, but we need to remember to stay grounded. That's why it's good to have people around you. Being in the church, you get people that root you and kind of take you out of that and remind you to, you know, pray about things rather than worrying. It says in the Bible, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
What would you tell someone who might not be fully aware of the presence of God and feels like they are in a season of patience?
I would say to them that God's plan and his timing is perfect. He knows us better than we could ever know ourselves. He knows our friends and family better than they could ever know them. And I think a time of waiting isn't a time of nothing to happen. You can still grow, you can still learn, you can still put time and build on that relationship. Quite often people thinking or look at a time of waiting as a time of nothingness, but it's actually a time of opportunity, a time for you to, okay, I haven't got an answer right now, let's explore. Like you had done with the college when you're doing science and then music, and you didn't just say, oh, I haven't got an answer, I'm not going to do anything. You explored different routes, and through that God opened and closed different doors. So I think it's, don't just sit around and wait for God to appear from the clouds and give you a direct answer, but be consistent in prayer, be consistent in listening as well. Don't just sprout out loads of requests and prayers that you have. Take time to listen, take time to meditate on his word, and then from there you can go on to, okay, where am I gonna go now? Where am I gonna do this? But patience is so important, because his timing is perfect, and even though it might be difficult for us to be able to sort of sit back and just trust in him, he will exceed the expectations through that, and you will receive abundantly more than what you actually wanted initially.
That something you said made me remember when I was preparing for this. I was praying into doing the podcast. I put some thought into it, and I was praying about it, and I was sitting writing a script and some various pieces, and I felt very at peace with it. This might not have anything to do with patience, but yeah, I felt at peace, which is a good sign for me. And from going around and kind of like looking for different paths for like, oh, I need to work, or I need to study, and I was trying to get in like 6-day weeks in to try and like get working and whatever. I felt guilty doing anything else. I just felt like I wasn't doing anything. But then I was sat down doing this script, and I felt peaceful, and it was affirming to me that basically I had to write it down, because I was like, oh, this is great. It was like, it's not a waste of time spending time with God. And it was such a simple thing, but it's so easy to forget, especially with everything getting so busy. And if you're really into your work and you're really into that area, it's very easy to be like, I'd rather be making money spending time with God. But sitting down and really being intentional with it is really, really cool, and you will find peace in that, I think. Absolutely.
It's so easy to get like almost consumed with your daily life, or whatever your life entails, whether it's a job or studying or whatever it is. It's so easy for that to be your sole focus, and rather than making time, it's a fact of
the boss and priority.
It's oh, I've got some spare minutes, let me look at the verse of the day, or whatever. It is a relationship, and it's like if you're in a relationship with someone, you've got a girlfriend, a wife, or whatever, you don't just do your thing and just just chat to them when you're
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
You make time, you make effort, and you build and grow a relationship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what it is, and God is just there waiting. Like, he wants to have a relationship with us. Like, he loves us so much. He loves every one of you guys so much. It's just you then need just to step out and say, right, I'm going to make this change, that I want to have this relationship, and you go from
Yeah.
there. It doesn't have to be a lot as well to start with. It's like super simple, and you'll see so many benefits through it. You'll get this sense of peace, like you had peace over the things you were praying for. You just being in God's presence is just so good.
No, I think people can get disheartened as well, like when you do step out of that relationship and then like you try and step back in and just open up the Bible anywhere and try and read and then try and do like one prayer and then you just don't hear anything straight away. Like I remember I've done that before and I'm like, well, I haven't heard anything, just been disheartened, and the next week I won't do anything because I didn't hear anything then. But like you said, it's a relationship, it's daily. I done a talk with our youth about how we can compare it to like a best friend. And I was like, if you don't talk to them every day, if you don't like spending time with them, if you don't like doing all these things, and I said that was my best friend, would you like think that we like each other?
Yeah,
you probably
exactly.
wouldn't. You'd think, this guy doesn't like me, or this guy doesn't want to actually spend time with me. And like, we should look at our relationship with God the exact same. Like if we find it a task and we find it a sort of a burden on our day, then we should take a look back and think, why is that? We should be joyful. We should, like, if you look at people in the Bible, like David, like he was excited. He was singing like worship songs all day just while he's flocking with his sheep. That's because he enjoyed spending time with God. Like we didn't have to look at it as a burden instead of an opportunity. Like it's so easy for us to, especially sort of like in the West, like we can spend time with God whenever we want. We can read a Bible. We can
we're blessed.
do all this stuff, but instead we find it a burden sometimes and find it like damn, I haven't done it today. I'm just gonna leave it till tomorrow now. But like it's so easy for us just to actually take a step back, take half an hour, read some of the word, and then pray and meditate over it, and that's that relationship building already. Be so on fire for God on Sunday, get into Monday, and we buckle and we fold at the first hurdle, the first person that maybe asks us a question about it, and we just crumble, or like the first hard like Monday morning, then we're like, oh, it's a bad week now, and we just throw away the week. The quote was saying that we need to be on fire from Monday to Friday in a world that sort of is scared of Sunday, to be able to bring these people onto a Sunday to then sort of create that ever-going loop.
Yeah, I saw this thing on Instagram. It's saying, it's like, why are you not feeding yourself 7 days a week? Because it's the daily bread that you eat. And it's if you're just getting it on Sundays and then you're surprised that you're not seeing God the rest of the week, it's because you're starving yourself for 6 days. You need to be eating constantly. And then you get to church on a Sunday when you haven't spoken to God all week. And for the first half, you're just like dry, like making your way back to God. But if you're constantly eating throughout the week, then you're already with Him. You're just not wasting time.
And then Sunday's little feast.
Yeah.
That little overload.
Everyone's eating together.
Yeah.
Jesus talks about that in a passage with the lady at the well, doesn't he? When he's talking about drink from this well and you'll be thirsty again, but drink from me and you'll never thirst again, or whatever that is. I don't know how I paraphrased it there.
Something like that.
That's the message version or something. That's the message version or something.
It's blasphemy, I think.
Yeah. I just made it up. No, it's along those lines.
Sunday, I was talking about wineskins.
Yeah.
Has this got sweetener in it?
No, I haven't touched yours.
Okay. Didn't want to interrupt them.
Yeah.
Like some deep stuff.
Just because there's a parable about
We can have our own little conversation over here. They won't even know.
The little side chats.
Side chats.
We're talking about some random passages.
Yeah, get close, get real close.
So, guys, make sure to tell us kind of like what you want us to do, like future, like just let us know.
That's true. We're open to ideas.
Any
Anything
fun
you want
stuff?
to discuss.
Carry on, guys.